Everyone has transphobia within them.
Why do I need the surgery if I'm already a woman? I was born with a condition that caused me to develop male sex characteristics.
Everyone has transphobia within them, including trans people. We all internalize transphobia because we are in a society that represses trans people.
If everyone is transphobic, then the term means nothing anymore. You're making it sound like it's not so horrible to be transphobic, because every single person, even trans people themselves, are transphobic.
I don't really like to label people as transphobes until they are profiting off transphobia. When your whole platform is dedicated to, hi, I hate trans people, that's why you should read my book, that for me is a transphobe. That's their profession.
I don't like to label everyone as a transphobe, but I just did it 2 seconds ago. Or wasn't it you saying it? Was it one of your other personalities? What books are you talking about? What people, specific people, are you talking about who are profiting off transphobia? That's what the trans community is saying about me, that I'm profiting off making fun of trans people, even though I'm trans myself. Even though I don't react to trans people most of the time, I'm reacting to people faking being trans. And yes, that is a full-time job.
A lot of people make a lot of mistakes regarding trans people. I've made a lot of mistakes regarding trans people. It's normal. If you forget my pronoun, I don't give a shit. The point is that I get a sense that you're making an effort and that you're doing your best.
Right, you seem like a very chill person, open-minded and patient. But you know what? I believe you. You don't necessarily care if the people around you accidentally call you he. As long as you can see that they're nervous and they feel bad, you almost want them to get down on their knees and say, I'm so sorry. I mean she, you are a woman, you're a woman, you're a woman. Because you probably get off by seeing other people being nervous around you, walking on eggshells around you because you're the master and they have to obey you. I might be wrong, but I am describing most trans activists.
At the place where you're intentionally misgendering someone, using the wrong pronouns, it's tantamount to an insult. It's just a way of attacking someone.
So, everyone watching knows that it's not an insult to say, you're a man, because there's nothing wrong with being a man. Not only is it not an insult to expose fake trans people, sometimes it's really necessary. Because look at what they're doing to society. Men who fake being trans are now allowed to compete in women's sports. Men who fake being trans are now allowed to be in women's prisons. It is literally necessary not to obey the trans community because they're harming children. And if you see protecting women and children as an insult, so be it. I'm gonna be the rudest person you've ever met because I don't give a I don't give a shit about your community, your cult. I care about society. So you can call me transphobic all you want, an Uncle Tom, a bootlicker, I don't care. Ironically, people like you are the ones insulting others, but you're not ready for that conversation. Those terms mean nothing anymore, so I'm not gonna let you emotionally blackmail me into obeying you. It's not gonna happen.
Why do I need the surgery if I'm already a woman? Well, that's because I was born with a condition that caused me to develop male sex characteristics. And I want to correct as much of that as possible.
I'm low-key speechless because I have never heard this before. You think being a man is a disease. I gotta say, trans activists are really creative. I'm not joking. You're a man and it's not due to a mistake or a disease. It is just a fact about what you are. I'm gonna be pissed if anyone allows you to get the surgery. If he truly believes what he's saying, he's obviously not well. If he hates himself so much that he believes that being a man is a disease, is a condition he needs to treat. I think you all agree with me that he desperately needs therapy. No matter how old he is, he has the right to not be wrongfully treated by the system. He's not this random person who wants a tongue piercing. He wants to cut off his eggplant just because he believes there's a woman trapped inside of his body. If we actually allowed him to get the surgery, he would still be so delulu. You can't change that with just one surgery.
However, I need to add a great big caveat to this. Genitalia does not define gender.
So why change your genitals in order to affirm your gender? Make it make sense.
I am a woman because I say that I am a woman. What is or is not between my legs is absolutely irrelevant.
So why risk your own life and get the surgery?
Choosing to get the surgery or not get the surgery is an intensely personal decision, and not all women want to get the surgery, and that is completely and utterly valid.
I have a question for you. How come the old-fashioned women, you know, the women with wombs, shout out to Ricky, can't get the surgery you're talking about? You claim to be a woman, but there are women and they can't get the surgery. To everyone watching, whenever you hear trans activists say, surgery is a personal decision, it's a way for you to shut up and not ask any questions about why they're not getting the surgery. This video right here is why I 100% reject the narrative that you can be born in the wrong body. I 100% reject the narrative that a trans woman's real gender is woman, and it was literally a mistake that they were born as a man, and vice versa for trans men. This video right here is why I reject the narrative that sex and gender are two different things. I do not believe you can separate the two, because a woman is a biological female 100% of the time. You cannot claim that sometimes a woman is a biological male. Believe it or not, my real gender is woman. I wasn't supposed to be a man. My brain just couldn't handle the fact that I'm a woman. Just because there's an error in my brain doesn't mean I'm suddenly a man. The last thing I want to react to is this picture I found on Twitter. I mean X. If I'm not a real woman, why are my tits bigger than yours? Maybe it's because you got surgery? Otherwise you would have a completely flat chest? I'm so touched by this sign because it clearly cures transphobia. Every single person in this world respects trans people due to this sign. Bravo, Alec. Not only are you not a real woman, you're not a real trans woman either. Real trans women don't feel the need to compete with biological women. The point of their transition is actually the opposite. Not only do real transsexual women respect biological women, they want to coexist, not co-opt. Okay, so the million-dollar question is, why can't these fake trans women be happy with being acknowledged as trans women? Why do they have to be acknowledged as real women? Well, it's because what they're going through is not gender dysphoria. What they actually want in society is not trans rights or equal rights. They want to be in charge, they want to dominate, they want a gender revolution. We should of course not acknowledge these men as real women, but I personally believe it's also important not to acknowledge them as real trans people either. Because they believe that identifying as trans will give them the authority to dominate, to harass, bully women, and harm children. But we can't let that happen. That is the entire reason why I make YouTube videos. I refuse to let this happen. They do not speak for me. I hope we can all agree that it's unacceptable for these narcissists to abuse the goodwill, to abuse the acceptance that good-hearted LGBT activists have been fighting for years to achieve. My message to you all is, don't be afraid of being called transphobic. And if you ever get the opportunity to respond to this claim, please say, if being against sterilizing gender-confused children with puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones makes me a transphobic person, then I will proudly identify as a transphobe. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want to support me and my channel, you can become a member, or I have my PayPal link in the description down below. Remember to follow me on social media. I love you and I cannot wait to see you in the comments. Peace out.